Okay, hold on a minute. I have to get a thing. I need a thing to put the thing on. I need a thing to put the thing on. Does this work? Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. My hand smells funny. Where's my stuff? I'm gonna put on really I don't put this on my hand. Well, yeah, I put it on my hands and then I put it in my hair or where I need it on my skin. So, oh yeah, I do need this on my skin because my eczema is flaring up. My eczema flares up. I go into the hospital and they're like, you have to wash your hands with the hand sanitizer. And I'm like, I can't put alcohol on the palms of my hands, okay, because they're all screwed up. And they're like, well, no, most people don't care. Actually, when I go to the hospital in the main entrance, there's nobody there. Like they have the stupid hand sanitizers and they have these things where you pull a mask, a face diaper out of the top, but they don't have people there anymore making sure, So I'm like, oh, yay, thank you. Hopefully it stays that way. Hi, everybody. Oh, here are my glasses. So last time I was live, I was at my parents' house in Knowlton, and we finished reading. Where am I looking? We finished reading Mystery at the Ski Jump. So we've read 3 books live. We started with Strange Message in the Parchment. Then we did the Moonstone Castle Mystery. And we just finished the Mystery at the Ski Jump. Now, hey, do you guys want to start a Nancy Drew Files book that we will read live? Because I could start one of those since the wonderful Jennifer from Anaheim sent me a box of Nancy Drew Files books. No, so exciting. So let me grab a couple and we can decide which one we want to read, okay? Okay, whoever's here. Yeah. I'm just going to grab a few. Oh, we've already read that. I mean, I'd really love to read a classic instead, but this one looks fun. Ooh, 55. No, I want to have one that's a little bit more older. How? Not that one. No, not that one. No, not that one. 56. No, I want a newer one. Oh, okay, this one looks fun. Who's there? Should we start reading? Okay. Should we read a Nancy Drew Files book live, or should we go to one of the yellow books? If we read a Nancy Drew Files book, I've decided it will be this one. Number 9, False Moves. Hi. From 1987. Hi, you guys. I'll read the back of it, okay? And we can decide. Yeah, I would like to read one of the yellow ones too, but let me just read the back of this one first. A gala ballet becomes the turning point for a $1 million jewel heist. A daring thief has managed to snatch the fabulous Raja diamond from a dancer's costume right in front of a national TV audience. Although Ned and Nancy have split up. Oh, I missed that. Ned asks her to investigate. The bad news is he expects Nancy to clear his new girlfriend, the rising young ballerina who was on stage when the theft occurred. I don't like the idea of Ned going out with some other girl, although he deserves to be appreciated. Maybe she appreciates him more than Nancy did. because I find Nancy to be a little bit demanding of Ned. Once the chase is on, Nancy discovers that the old magic with Ned is still there. And she can certainly use his help on the case, right? See? For one thing, she has too many suspects. From the ballet company's feuding directors to its star ballerina. But most disturbing of all is the mysterious black-clad figure stalking Nancy's every move. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Sounds exciting. Oh, look, it's actually from Anaheim Public Library. I love it. Thank you, Jennifer, again, for the books. So we can read that, or we can read one of the yellow Nancy Drew books, but I don't know which one. There are two that I don't have from the originals. I thought I had them all, but I don't have The Invisible Intruder and The Golden Pavilion. So one of the ones I like is The Clue of the Leaning Chimney. Let me grab that because I'm looking at it right now. I think, maybe I'm not looking at it. Nope, I was looking at The Clue in the Crossword Cipher. The Leaning, oh, here it is. Number 26. Please don't everything fall out of my shelves when I take this one book out. This is one that I like a lot. The Clue of the Leaning Chimney. And of course, reading it live doesn't mean that I won't make a proper audiobook of it. Like the three that I did live. Eventually, I'm going to do a proper audiobook of it. So this one is The Clue of the Leaning Chimney. I remember liking this one quite a bit. I think it has some Oriental elements to it. Yes, it does. I see the clue. It's Chinese. The Clue of the Leaning Chimney. As a result of an encounter with a sinister stranger on a lonely country road, Nancy Drew and her friend Bess Marvin discover that a rare and valuable Chinese vase has been stolen from the pottery shop of Dick Milton, a cousin of Bess. Dick had borrowed the vase from his Chinese friend, elderly Mr. Soong. He is determined to repay Mr. Soong for the loss and tells Nancy that if he can find the Leaning Chimney, he feels he will be on the track of a discovery which will solve his financial problems. Nancy finds the Leaning Chimney, but it only leads her into more puzzles. Can there be any connection between the vase theft, one of a number of similar crimes, one of a number of similar crimes, and the strange disappearance of the pottery expert Eng Moy and his daughter, Lei? I don't know how to say these people's names, but we'll figure that out. Join Nancy and her friends in their exciting adventures as they unravel all the twisted strands of this intriguing mystery. Okay, so which do you want? Fatal Moves or The Clue of the Leaning Chimney? I'm leaning towards this one. Although this one sounds fun too. Very different. So I'll let y'all decide while I microwave the rest of my coffee. So yesterday, Leaning Chimney. Okay, one vote for Leaning Chimney. Somebody keep count here of the votes. I'm also voting for Leaning Chimney. So that's 2 votes for Leaning Chimney. Yesterday, that's 3 votes for Leaning Chimney. Hi, Susan. Susan, who I always think of from Instagram. Oh yeah, looks like everyone wants the Leaning Chimney. Sorry, Nancy Drew in a long leather skirt, looking quite seductive like. You're going back in the box. And Ned with his ballerina. Do you know the song by ABBA, Nina, Pretty Ballerina? I like that song a lot. So yesterday, hello, Susan. Oh yeah, everyone's like, leading chimney. Yesterday, when I went to go get my my coffee yesterday morning, everything was, and I pressed the button to make the coffee start. And then I turned around and I was looking in the fridge area or whatever. It's like, meh, meh, meh. Then I turned back around and the coffee's dripping out of the machine, but I hadn't put the cup in yet. So I got a little bit less. My coffee wasn't full because I was a bonehead. This morning, I was smart and I got my full coffee. Okay, get ready for Clue of the Leaning Chimney. I haven't read this in quite some time. I'm going to take a quick look at oh yeah, I like the, what do you call it? Chapter titles, some of them. A Chinese Puzzle, A Jade Elephant, The Vanishing Vase. Do you say vase or vase? Discuss that, and I'll be back. Oh yeah, also, see, you can see it more here because it's denser, but my eyebrows are growing back in. You can't see it, but my eyelashes are growing in too. And this is my hair right now. I don't know what to say. When somebody says something, I just go, hi. What? I missed something. Vase. Oh, vase or vase? Still, I don't know by your answer. You say vase. I say vase. Susan, you have to type that out phonetically. I think is that phonics? Remember Hooked on Phonics? I get so easily distracted. Bless you all for sticking around. Hooked on monkey phonics. I don't know if any of you watched South Park, but one of the early episodes, Cartman had trouble spelling and reading. So his mom ordered Hooked on Monkey Phonics, and it came with a little monkey. Oops. Ouch. I burnt my coffee. Hooked on Monkey Phonics. And I think, what did he do? He played a little drum or something? He was trying to keep the beat or something with the reading. Anyway, the monkey kind of got distracted and wasn't doing his job. He was like, stupid phonics monkey. Okay. So this is, ooh, I like showing you guys the pictures when we get to a picture. So, right, the original was from 1949. This one is 1967. Let's take a look. Yeah, isn't that the one with that guy who sings Holy Diver and the homeschool kids? I think. Yeah, I think that's the one. Now, let's look at the picture at the beginning, which obviously is a later part. It's something that happens in the mystery. Oh, a man was stepping through a panel in the rear of the closet. Oh my. Oh my, who is that man? I like the little bow on Nancy's dress. Very nice. All right. 6. The Clue of the Leaning Chimney by Carolyn King. Copyright 1967, Simon & Schuster. Chapter 1, The Mysterious Stranger. Oh, Nancy, This road is so lonely. And here we are with all this money. It'd be awful if it were stolen. Bess Marvin gripped the handbag in her lap a bit more tightly and peered nervously through the windshield of the convertible. A dark forest flowed past the car on either side of the road. Black clouds were gathering in the night sky, and the wind whispered dismally through the swaying trees. The pretty, somewhat plump girl shivered slightly. "Cheer up, Bess," comforted the slim apparently I say that wrong. I don't remember the right way. Titian-haired driver. "We'll soon be home." Nancy Drew spoke with more confidence than she felt, as she deftly steered the car around a turn in Three Bridges Road. Her blue eyes mirrored a slight uneasiness in her own thoughts. She glanced at the handbag in Bess's lap. It contained $342.63, the proceeds of a charity rummage sale the two 18-year-old girls had run that evening in Masonville. Hey, do we remember Masonville from the ski jump mystery, right? I think so. Oh, and there's a picture already. Nice. Oh, yeah, there's always a picture near the beginning. Nancy, who was treasurer of the group, had the responsibility of depositing the money in a River Heights bank. Studying the dark, deserted road ahead, she wondered if she had not made a mistake in taking the lonely shortcut. The attractive girl tucked a stray wisp of hair into place and put the thought firmly out of her mind. "Don't be a ninny," she chided herself. "Just because there's no traffic, that's no reason to start imagining things. Nancy, can't you drive faster?" Goofs. "Nancy, can't you drive faster?" Bess asked. Stealing a look at her nervous companion, Nancy smiled with affection. Bess was one of her closest friends. There was a sudden flash of lightning, followed by a clap of thunder. A few drops of rain spattered against the windshield. "Oh dear," wailed Bess. "More trouble." Nancy did not comment. The car was approaching a series of sharp, twisting curves in the road just this side of Hunter's Bridge. Driving safely around them required all her attention. "So stop wailing, Bess." Bess needs a nickname. I like the illustration here. I want to do something on my Instagram stories, kind of like a little game thing, an interactive. I'm going to take quotes from the books, and you have to choose who is the speaker. Like, "Don't be a ninny," she chided herself. And then I'll give you some options, like who said that? George, Bess, Mrs. Skeets. And then you choose you choose your answer. Because I like the interactive stuff you can do on Instagram. You know? Now, where was I? She needs her attention to get around these sharp curves. As they rounded the final turn, the headlights suddenly focused on a man. He was bending over something in the road, directly in the path of the car. He was unaware of Nancy's car. The man was unaware of Nancy's car. It looks like he's leaning over a whole lot of nothing to me. See? There's the car. Why is Bess in the back? That's what I want to know. Why isn't she sitting in the front if she's so scared? Wait, is she in the back? Yeah, she is. She is, isn't she? I think so, since they said that. Bess screamed. Nancy twisted the steering wheel frantically, at the same time jamming her wrist against the horn and stepping on the brake. There was a screech of tires as the car swerved past the man and came to a stop 30 feet beyond. Did Did we? Bess stuttered, unable to speak the awful thought that they had hit the man. Nancy quickly took a flashlight from the front compartment and got out of the car. The man was lying in the middle of the road. "Oh, Bess," she cried fearfully. "He's hurt." But even as she hurried toward him, the man stumbled to his feet and began looking around him in the road, as if he had lost something. "Are you all right? I didn't hurt you?" Nancy asked. To her astonishment, he growled, "Go away." Something's not right here. I think he stole something, and now he's dropped it. And he's like, "Yingy." But go away. The brim of his battered felt hat was pulled low over his forehead, and the turned-up collar of his topcoat concealed his mouth and chin. But Nancy got a quick glimpse of a pair of piercing black eyes. Abruptly, the man ran across the road and ducked behind some bushes. "Is this what you're looking for?" Nancy called, picking up a bundle which had rolled off to one side. "Put that bundle down and get out of here," he ordered sharply. "But I want to help," Nancy protested. "You may be hurt." "Listen, sister, I'm okay." His rough voice cut in. "But if you don't go now, you'll get hurt, sister." "Ain't your sister?" As if to emphasize the threat, a rock, hurled out of the darkness, struck the road a scant 6 inches away and bounded into the ditch. Bess, who had come up behind Nancy, tugged at her friend's sleeve. "Come on," she whispered nervously. "He means it." But Nancy, her suspicions aroused, turned over the bundle she was holding. As she stared through a large tear in the paper, another rock, well aimed this time, smashed Nancy's flashlight. It also shattered Nancy's chance of getting a better look at the stranger's bundle. I don't know, it's just funny. Bess uttered a squeak of fear. "Oh, Nancy, hurry! Put that thing down and come on." This time Nancy obeyed the warning and hurried back to the car. Rain was falling in large drops as she started the motor. Nancy looked back, but neither the man nor the bundle was in sight. Why am I having a trouble with that word? Bundle. "Phew, phew, whew," said Bess as they drove through the downpour. "Next time you stop to talk to a man on a deserted road, count me out." Nancy laughed. He certainly was nasty," she agreed. "Too bad we couldn't get a good look at him." "What do you suppose was in that old bundle that made him act so funny?" Bess asked. "A vase," Nancy told her. "At least from what I could see, it looked like one. Green porcelain with an enormous red claw." "Green porcelain with a red claw," Bess repeated. "That's odd. Why?" "Well, it sounds an awful lot like a vase on display in the window of Dick Milton's pottery shop." Bess went on. "Dick's face is green too, and it has a black Chinese dragon with red claws." Dick Milton was a cousin of Bess's. He had a small shop on Bedford Street in River Heights where he made and sold pottery. The young man also held classes in ceramics, one of which Bess was attending. Excuse me. "The vase is beautiful," Bess went on. "Dick didn't make it. Somebody lent it to him, I think." Bess babbled on, explaining the perfection of the vase with the enthusiasm of one who has just learned how various pottery pieces are made. "You ought to join our class," she said. "It's lots of fun." Nancy found her attention wandering. Her thoughts went back to the man in the road. was he doing in such a deserted place so late at night? Obviously, he had not wanted to be seen. Her car, suddenly rounding a curve, had caught him unawares. And why had he behaved so strangely about the vase? Could it, by any chance, be the one from Dick Milton's shop? Why, Nancy, you're not even listening. Bess's voice broke in accusingly. I'm sorry, Bess, she apologized. I was thinking of that man and how suspiciously he acted. I know what that means, Bess declared. You're itching for a new mystery to solve. Nancy, the daughter of a prominent criminal lawyer, was well known for her ability as an amateur detective. People who were in trouble frequently came to her for assistance. Sometimes when I'm reading, I don't pronounce everything. I kind of mumble through words. That's why I said that twice. Anyway, the rain had ceased and a few stars began to flicker as Nancy drove through River Heights. When she turned into Bedford Street, Bess noted their new direction with surprise. This is the way to Dick's shop. I know, said Nancy. I want to look at his window. Soon she eased the convertible to a stop under a street lamp in front of the pottery shop. The two girls got out and hurried to the plate glass window. Nancy frowned with anxiety as she peered at the clay dishes and bowls displayed on a black velvet background. There was no vase. Nancy tried the door. It was locked. The dragon vase has been stolen, Bess whispered. Oops. The dragon vase has been stolen, Bess whispered. Let's not jump to conclusions, said Nancy as she tried to quell her own fears. Perhaps Dick put the vase somewhere else for the night. I'll phone him to make sure. Wouldn't Bess? It's Bess's cousin. Shouldn't Bess call him? I don't know. They walked quickly down the street to a corner drugstore. Nancy slipped into a telephone booth and dialed Dick's number. A sleepy hello answered. Dick Milton? Who wakes someone up? Wait, it's nighttime. I don't know that it's really late, but hello? Dick Milton? Dick Milton? Asked Nancy. This is Nancy Drew. I'm sorry to call you so late, but it's urgent. What's the matter? Dick asked excitedly. It's about the dragon vase in your store window, replied Nancy. It isn't there now. Did you remove it? The dragon vase? No! Dick Milton's voice trembled with emotion. It was there when I closed the shop. You say it isn't there now? This is terrible. I'll get the police, Nancy offered. Tell them, Dick gasped. The vase doesn't belong to me, and it's worth thousands of dollars. End of chapter 1. I need some kind of a bookmark deal. So many papers, so little bookmarks. So that was exciting. So it's the man. The man stole the vase, I guess. Who else? Oh, look. Here's my Edie Sedgwick book. Isn't it pretty? Oh, it's pretty. I love the design on it. It's so pretty. It's a big chunker of a book, and I am on chapter 2, page 21. Oh, I had to get back to this book. It's a pretty book. Here is a little slipper. So I wanted to make a little pair of ballet slippers. It's not a ballet slipper until it has all the ties and things. But this is just the main part of it. It's not necessarily for a child, a baby, or a child to wear. It was going to be like decorations, just hang them. And I was going to, or I'm going to, maybe put like little ribbons and embroidery. I was thinking kind of the same color as my nail polish. Embroider a pretty rose or something on there. Put maybe some beads on it. Oh, thanks, Susan. Thanks, Shelly. Yeah. Oh, I think I started this when I was waiting at the hospital because I felt like doing something small. So I'm going to do the second one and then I do the fun part. I just get the base of it done, the bulk of it, if you will. Okay, battery check, 91%. 91%, 90%, I understand, because it is plugged in and it is charging. Is it not? Oh, no, it says it's not charging. Excuse me, why are we not charging? Oh, is it because whatchamacallit, I close the top of my laptop. Like it's on top of my laptop. Okay, now it says it's charging. Because I got a new cord, which is very secure. Try to remind me every now and then. Check your battery, check your battery. Just say, check your battery. And if I'm not looking at the book and I see the message, I'll check my battery. Checking how long this is. Oh, whoa, that's a long chapter. But let's do it, okay? Then I got to go and have something to eat. Chapter 2, a double theft. Dick said he would come right down. He arrived as a police car pulled up to the curb and 2 officers stepped out. Nodding to the girls and the police, the young proprietor unlocked the shop door and entered. He switched on the light. You say a vase has been stolen? Queried Officer Murphy. What kind of vase? His partner put in quickly. A Chinese vase, Dick replied dejectedly. A rare Ming piece, over 2,000 years old. Phew. I have trouble. How do you pronounce that? W-H-E-W. Whew, exclaimed Murphy. Let's see where the thief entered. It's evident it wasn't by the front door. Then we'd better check the back, the other officer said. The 2 policemen hurried to the rear of the building, followed by Dick, Nancy, and Bess. Look, Murphy exclaimed, pointing to an open window in the back of the shop. Marks of a Jimmy were visible on the sill. Who? Jimmy Dean? Jimmy Stewart? Don't touch anything, Officer Riley said to Dick, who reached up to close the window. We'll take fingerprints. Quickly, he opened his kit and dusted the sill and a nearby chair, which the thief might have touched as he entered. But not a print was to be found. The thief must have worn gloves, Nancy whispered to Dick. No doubt he left footprints outside, declared Murphy. Nancy hurried out the back door with the officers, who beamed their flashlights on the earth beneath the window. Big oval prints indicated the thief's feet had been covered with something to keep them from making shoe prints. What's your guess, Miss Drew? Murphy asked. The thief tied burlap bags over his shoes. And I think you're right. Suddenly they were startled by a cry from Dick, who had gone back to the shop. They ran inside. What's the matter? Nancy asked. The small green jade elephant, he exclaimed. It's gone too. Oh dear, Bess cried out. Was that loaned to you too? Yes, moaned Dick. It was another of Mr. Soong's pieces. How can I ever repay him? Who's Mr. Soong? Asked Riley. He's a retired Chinese importer who lent me the vase and the elephant, explained Dick. Business hasn't been so good, so Mr. Soong let me display his pieces, hoping they would attract customers to the shop. They attracted more than customers, put in Murphy, and not a clue to the thief. Maybe I have a clue, Nancy spoke up. Often she stumbled upon a mystery, as she had this one. The first case the young sleuth had solved was the secret of the old clock. Recently, she had unraveled a mystery involving the ghost of Blackwood Hall. Nancy told the police about the man and the green vase with the large red claw she had seen at Hunter's Bridge. He just might be our thief, said Murphy. Come on, Riley. Let's try to track him down. Thanks for the tip, Miss Drew. After the officers had gone, Bess asked Dick when he was going to tell Mr. Soong about the loss. Dick groaned. That, Bess, will be the hardest part. And after all Mr. Soong has done for me. With leaded feet, he walked to the telephone and dialed. The shop was strangely quiet as the three waited for someone to answer at the other end of the line. I guess Mr. Soong is either out or asleep, said Dick. I'll phone him first thing tomorrow morning. Well, it's late, he added. You girls had better go home. If the police don't catch the thief, said Nancy, as Dick locked the pottery shop, I'd like to help you solve the mystery. I'll drop in to see you tomorrow. Battery check, 87, charging. Need more water. How's everyone enjoying the story so far? Pretty good. The next morning, when Nancy went down to breakfast, her head was still full of the stolen vase mystery. Hannah Gruen, the Drews' middle-aged housekeeper, noticed Nancy's preoccupation as she came from the kitchen carrying a breakfast tray. Mrs. Gruen put the food in front of Nancy, but the girl didn't seem to see it. She sat as if in a trance. Wake up, Nancy, the housekeeper said, laughing. Oh, Hannah, Nancy said with a smile. I was just thinking about dragons. She went on to relate the previous night's adventure. How strange, Mrs. Gruen remarked. But please eat, dear. Nancy's mother had died many years ago, and the housekeeper had run the Drew household for so long, she was regarded as one of the family. Mrs. Gruen was proud of the young detective's accomplishments, but she always worried when Nancy was working on a case. Nancy ate quickly and rose from the table. I must go to Dick Milton's right away, she announced. On the way, Nancy deposited the rummage sale money at the bank. When she arrived at the pottery shop, she found the young man in better spirits. Excuse me. I told Mr. Soong about the theft first thing this morning, he said. He was very calm about it all and said that unfortunately the loss was only partly covered by insurance. Of course, money can't replace such a rare old piece. I must somehow repay the part not covered by insurance. Any report from the police? Nancy asked. No trace of the thief, Dick answered. I guess you'd better join in the hunt. But first, will you please do me a favor, Nancy? Surely. I want you to take this piece of jewelry back to Mr. Soong. I've explained to him who you are. Nancy inspected the sea green jade pendant that Dick held in his palm. It's lovely, said Nancy. May I hold it? Dick placed the pendant in her hand. It's the last piece from Mr. Soong in the shop, Dick explained. I don't want this to be stolen, too. be thrilled to take it to Mr. Soong. I've heard his home is like a museum, replied Nancy. I'd love to meet Mr. Soong, too. Have him tell me about the vase and the elephant. Then, if I ever see his prized possessions, I'll be able to recognize them. Dick placed the jade on top of a fluff of cotton in a tiny white box, wrapped it, and gave the package to Nancy. 10 minutes later, she arrived at the address Dick had given her and parked her car in front of the attractive colonial house. Colonial. Usually when I encounter that word, I accidentally say, cannoli. Cannoli. She went up the walk and, lifting the brass knocker, rapped on the door. It was opened by a short, inscrutable-looking Chinese servant wearing a black alpaca jacket. He regarded Nancy silently. Is Mr. Soong at home? She inquired. He bowed slightly and stepped back to let her pass. Nancy waited in the foyer while he closed the door. Then he showed her into a study and motioned for her to be seated. You say foyer or foyer? Nancy sat down on a nearby couch and turned to thank the servant, but he had silently disappeared. Her eyes wandered over the study. As she gazed at the fireplace, her attention became fixed on a square piece of tapestry hung over the mantel. Nancy rose and studied the tapestry more closely. It was richly woven, with a Chinese dragon embroidered in black and red against a background of jade green. That sounds nice. I love jade. It's beautiful. Oh, I have a piece of jade. It's real jade, as far as I know. I shall show you. I got it at the hospital. I don't like the chain it's on. I have to find a nice chain because I don't like the length at which it hangs. Okay. I'm holding it the way I wear it. Right. It's Hebrew. It's Hebrew for the number 18, and it means life. I got it one time at one of there are a few little antique stores at my hospital, and I had just done something, or I don't know, done some hospital thing, and I thought, wow, well, it was after my cancer diagnosis, and I don't know, I had some scan or something, and I was like, ooh, I am buying this because it symbolizes life, and I like jade. But I want to put it on a different chain because this hangs at a length that I find very not nice. I want to hang right here. Anyway, back to our story, right? Isn't it? I like it. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's a dog or something. And the lady, she was like, no, man, it's Hebrew. It was shaped like a little doggy or some kind of bear. It looks like Inuit art or something. Don't ask me what I'm talking about. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, thank you. What did you just say? That's really cool. And we do speak life over you. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds nice. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Chinese tapestry, right. I can't do a Chinese accent, so don't even ask. Do you like it? A soft voice behind her inquired. Nancy whirled sharply. Standing in the doorway was a short, gentle-faced Chinese with spectacles and a tiny goatee. He wore a richly brocaded Mandarin coat and beautifully embroidered Chinese slippers. Thank you, Shelley. I think I kind of understand. His eyes twinkled and his slippers shuffled softly as he advanced into the study. I hope I did not frighten you. Nancy smiled. I'm afraid you did, just for a moment. You're Mr. Soong? Yes. I'm Nancy Drew, a friend of Dick Melton's. Oh, yes, the illustrious Drew family. I've heard of you and your father. Please sit down. After giving him the package, Nancy mentioned last night's robbery. She told Mr. Soong about the strange man on the road. Mr. Soong showed intense interest when she mentioned the dragon's foot design on the vase. This tapestry you found so fascinating, he said, indicating the cloth over the mantel, bears the identical design that is glazed on the vase. He rose and went to the fireplace. The dragon you see here was an emperor's emblem. It has 5 claws. Only the emperor and his sons and Chinese princes of the first and second rank were allowed to have emblems showing dragons with 5 claws. Lesser princes had to be content with 4-clawed dragons. How interesting, Nancy murmured. Soong fixed his gentle eyes on Nancy. Did you notice the number of claws on the vase? No, I didn't, Nancy admitted. She stood up. I must go now. I'll let you know if I find another clue. Mr. Soong nodded and smiled. It was good of you to come, he said in a soft, musical voice. I have heard much about your detective abilities. I don't know how to speak in a musical voice. I have heard your detective abilities, and I am flattered that no charming and capable should wish to help me recover the vase. That one And I am flattered that one so charming and capable should wish to help me recover the vase. He paused. Perhaps you can aid me in still another matter, Miss Drew. You and your father. What sort of matter is it, Mr. Soong? I'd like to be of service in any way I can, but if it's a legal problem, Dad will know how to solve it better than I. Mr. Soong hesitated. To tell the truth, I am not certain at this moment what kind of problem it is, although it has legal aspects. Suppose I call on Mr. Drew and tell him about it. His eyes twinkled. With the condition, of course, that he repeat the story to you. Nancy laughed. That's the kind of condition I like. Mr. Soong tinkled a tiny Chinese bell, and the servant silently appeared. I want a little tinkly Chinese bell. Ching will show you out, the elderly Chinese gentleman said. Goodbye. Goodbye. I have trouble sometimes with really easy things. Goodbye. Nancy returned to Dick's shop and told him of her visit. Mr. Soong's a fine person, she added. He certainly is, Dick replied, stroking his chin thoughtfully. That's why I want to repay him as soon as possible. It probably will take a long time, he commented forlornly. The vase and elephant were worth an awful lot of money. I'm going to hunt for them, Nancy said with determination. But if you don't find them, I'll pay Mr. Soong back somehow, Dick declared. I must. And I'm sure I could do it if only. His fist hit the top of the counter so hard that the little clay dishes jumped. If only I could find the leaning chimney, he exclaimed. The leaning chimney? Nancy asked quizzically. What's that? I wish I knew. Dick frowned. It's a clue to some valuable clay. The leaning chimney may be part of a house, part of a factory, or it may exist only in someone's imagination. Ooh, imaginary chimney time. I learned of it by accident. I was in a phone booth one day when I overheard a man talking in the adjoining booth. I didn't pay any attention until I heard unusual china clay, then Masonville, and leaning chimney. I tried to hurry my call, so I asked him about the clay. When I hung up, he had disappeared. Little eavesdropper. Dick sighed. I've hunted for such a chimney in what little time I could take away from the shop, but all the chimneys I've seen are straight as a flagpole. Doesn't look leaning on here. Oh, I guess it does. Okay, I thought the trees were covering the chimney here, but I guess they're not. It just is missing some bricks. I thought the tree here was covering the edge, but it's not. Nancy laughed, then grew serious once more. China clay is the main ingredient for making fine pottery, isn't it, Dick? It's the best there is, he replied. Why, if I could locate a valuable deposit of China clay nearby, I might buy it cheap and make the finest of porcelains like the ancient Chinese. Then I could repay Mr. Soom. Wow, he's quite sure of his pottery making skills. He thinks he could make pottery like the ancient Chinese? Damn, Dick Milton. I don't think I like Dick Milton very much. I don't know why. He just rubs me the wrong way. Pounding his fist, thinking he could make porcelains like the ancient Chinese. Dick's eyes glowed at the prospect, and the worried frown vanished from his face. Seeing the change in him, Nancy determined to do everything in her power to locate the valuable pit. Maybe I can help you find the clay, Dick, she said. I'll try anyway. He stared at her in surprise for a moment. Then his mouth broke into a wide grin. Would you? He exclaimed. That's mighty swell of you. Does he really love making pottery, or does he just want to sell it at ridiculous prices? Maybe a bit of both? If what you overheard the man say is true, said Nancy, the chimney must be somewhere in or around Masonville. If only it were. There was a dreamlike look in Dick's eyes. I'd enlarge my place, install extra kilns, and do a thriving business. I can just visualize it all. Dick Milton, Inc., Fine Potteries. Then he smiled. Please forgive me for such silly daydreaming, but you see, I would like my wife and baby daughter to be proud of me. Oh, that's cute. I think I like him now. A little girl? How nice, Nancy said with a smile. How old is she? With a fatherly air of authority, he said, beaming. Susan's her name, and she's 15 months. I'd like you to see her and meet my wife, Connie, too, sometime. I'd love to, said Nancy. But right now, before I start for Masonville to look for the leaning chimney and the China clay, I'd like to learn more about how you make pottery. Here we go with our lesson on making pottery. Dick led Nancy into the workroom back of the shop, where the thief had jimmied the window. In the center of the room stood 2 long benches crowded with plaster of Paris molds, unfinished clay pieces, a potter's wheel, and various jars and cans. Stacked in a corner were huge round crocks. Dick explained that these contained ordinary moist clay, which he had prepared for his classes. But one can get much finer results with China clay, he remarked. What are those big black boxes, Nancy? Pointing to 3 square oven-like vaults on benches to one side of the room. Oh, they're my electric kilns for baking, Dick smiled. I'm firing a piece now. I'll let you have a preview. He led Nancy over to one kiln. Through a small peephole, she could see a bright red glow. Inside was a small pyramid-shaped object, and beyond that was a vase about 7 inches high. This is the biscuit stage, Dick informed her. When that little cone which you see in front of the vase starts to bend, I'll know my piece is finished and turn off the heat. After the vase is completely cool, I'll put on a coat of glaze and refire it. Then it will be ready for sale. As Nancy and Dick returned to the front of the shop, she thanked him for his instructive demonstration. Bess wants me to join your class, Nancy remarked. Maybe I will, after I find the leaning chimney. At that moment, a customer entered the store, and Nancy said goodbye. Keep me posted, Dick called as she went out. Wow, we're almost finished the chapter already. Nancy walked to her car and started off. As it rolled along the road toward Masonville, she tried to figure out what a leaning chimney would have to do with a clay pit. Perhaps the man whom Dick had overheard was talking about two different things. Maybe there was no link at all between them. I may be on a wild goose chase, Nancy thought, but it's worth the try. Almost without realizing it, she found herself on the back road which she and Bess had taken the night before from Masonville. Nearing Hunter's Bridge, she slowed down, then stopped at the side of the road. We're almost finished. I just have to get some more water. I'm feeling kind of dry and hot, like I'm in a kiln or something. So we learned a little about pottery, right? I don't know what a crock is. Oh, like a pot or something? I don't know. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for food. Okay, here we go. My terrarium, there's like growing little tiny mushrooms on the moss. And I find them creepy, but I'm going to leave them. They're like really tiny. I'm not sure what's for lunch. I should have something healthy, but I want junk. But I have started complaining that I'm like, and I want to feel cute this summer in my cute dresses and such, because last summer I had, medical stuff. I had my biliary tube, and I was like, not very pretty. Anyway. Like I didn't feel so cute. And I'm hoping to feel cute this summer. What did I just say? Oh, yeah. Nearing Hunter's. Yeah, oh, well. Oh, well. Ouch, my hand hurts because of my skin. She stopped at the side of the road. I'll look around, she decided. Maybe I'll find some kind of clue to the thief's identity. Wow. Come on, battery. Sliding across the seat of the convertible, she stepped onto the soft dirt shoulder of the road. The earth was still slightly damp after the rain. Various sizes of heavy shoe marks here and there indicated to Nancy that the police had made an investigation. Now she's going to find everything they missed. Nancy walked into the underbrush a few feet, searching carefully for anything the officers might have overlooked. As she ducked under a bush, a large drop of water slid from its leafy cup and dripped onto her neck. Nancy hunched her shoulders as a chill ran down her back. Suddenly, she heard a faint rustling. Behind the shrubbery, a thorny bush with long, prickly branches was quivering violently, as if a moment before someone had brushed against it. Her breath coming quickly, Nancy glanced at the damp ground behind the bush. Clearly imprinted in the soft earth were a man's footprints. Was she about to come face to face with the thief who had stolen the vase? End of chapter 2. My bookmark. Oh, my hands and legs and arms are sore. My doctor said to take calcium, which I'm doing, and I'm trying to drink more milk too. Because my pills that I take daily, one of the side effects is that it can make you brittle. Well, I don't want that. I don't want to be brittle and sore and achy. All I want is a bookmark. Okay, I'm just going to use this ribbon for now. I'm just going to use a ribbon that I took off of my shirt. You know when your shirt has little loopy things so you can hang it up so it doesn't fall off the hanger? Well, I hate those things. And this is one of them. Have you ever thought about framing some Nancy Drew illustrations? Oh, you mean like printing some out? Nah, like I don't have any frames. Nah. Then you gotta get hooks and stuff for putting them up. I'm too lazy to do that. Oh, I don't really like cutting from books. I know a lot of people do it. Some people turn them into like different things and whatnot. But I don't like it. I don't think I've ever cut a book. It just goes against. Yes, Susan, you cut your books. Okay? Cut books. Cut books up. I don't mind if you do it. I don't like the feeling I would get. Just thinking about it, I know I'm like, oh gosh, no. I can't cut a book. I just can't. I can cut magazines. I wish I still had all my Sassy magazines. I used to subscribe to Sassy. Oh, you feel bad too? Yeah, then don't do it. Let other people do it. Or you could get one that someone else cut up. Like I wouldn't want to cut it myself. And I would only want to print it out if it actually looked nice, you know, high quality. Oh, calcium pills are huge. They're so big. They're very big. Man, books are so heavy, but I love them. Records too. I was just saying to a friend, do you ever go on find records through Discogs? Because there's so many records I want, but I really shouldn't be playing any of my records because my record player isn't good for them. I mean, if I got a really good quality, I don't know, like Beach Boys are my favorites. If I got a really good quality Beach Boys record, I wouldn't want to play it on my piece of crap record player. Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't mean for it to be a bookmark. I have it with some pretty fabric because I was going to use it on a doll. I haven't made a doll in a long time, but, you know, on her hair, she would have little braids or something, and the ribbon would be around it. And I get hair again. Although I'm not tying things on myself. Well, my hair. Wait a minute. What is a widow's peak? Am I getting a what? I don't have a widow's peak. But my hair, my actual hair is starting to grow in. All this stuff right here is not real. It's real hair, but it's not normal hair. It's post-chemo monkey fur. It is not normal, but it is starting to grow in. Right here, I can see it because it was very sparse there, and now it's filling in a little. There's a little bit of stubble coming through. And yeah, when I first saw the shadow here of where my eyebrows are growing in, I was like, oh, this is so exciting. And then sometimes I take my camera on my phone and I put the flash on and I take close-up photos so I can see what's happening. But I take close-up of my eyeballs and there are so many eyelashes growing, because normally you don't see all your eyelashes growing in at the same time. So it's so interesting. They're very, very dark too, thank goodness. But I wanted this to come in light colored. And I believe it's gonna be like not a pretty color. I'm not supposed to do anything to it chemically for at least 6 months. So I can do it, but it's like, yeah, I was doing the counting of the months, and July, as far as what I figured out was July 1st, I can do something to my hair. I'm really hoping that it will come in curly. It's not, well, this stuff isn't normal hair, but there is a good chance that it will come in curly, and that would be really fun. I look in the mirror every now and then. I'm like, oh, it's coming down over my ears. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. It's the fun part. I'm trying to focus on the fun part of it. Let's see what the next chapter is called. Chapter 3, The Secret Panel. Who do you think? I'm going to find out. I'm reading chapter 3 to myself to find out who the person is. Oh, how interesting. Chapter 3 a little. Yep, so I'm gonna sign off. Oh, so our polar vortex or whatever, the really cold spell we had is over now. And my squirrels are back out because I hadn't seen them. And I think because it's so cold, they weren't coming out very much, only when they really, really had to. But as I was walking to get my coffee this morning, I had my bag of peanuts, as I always do. And there was quite a few of them, including the little fatty who comes up to me and takes them right on my hand, and his little hands touch mine. And I'm like, so cute. And then he takes it and he buries it. And he comes right back, he comes right up to me. I realize that I'm sore now because I always like get down close to the ground, so I can be not at eye level, but closer to eye level with the squirrel to hand them their food. And then it's harder to get back up. I'm like, oh, I think I'm stuck. I mean, goodness gracious. I'm just going to look out the window. I'm very happy to have my squirrels back. It makes a difference in my day to have some little creatures to be friends with. I know I'm sure they don't really have like warm feelings toward me. They just want my nuts. They're like, oh, that girl has nuts. But maybe they love me. I don't know what birds. Oh, well, I don't have bird feeder and stuff. I just know carrying nuts around is good for the because there are a lot of birds too. Yeah, they remember me, but probably just because I have food. Whatever. I can imagine that they go home and talk about that lady. They talk amongst themselves about all the people who feed them. There are quite a few people on the street who feed them, which is good. Even though it's against them. Whatever. What? You're going to charge me for feeding a squirrel? Give me a break. Oh, you have more important things to do. Oh, bears. Honey bears. Winnie the Pooh bears. Aren't they great? Black bears? Baby bears are cute. I like their feet. Yeah. I've never seen a real bear up close, only probably in a zoo or something. I would be scared. Yes, just what I said, and then you said it. I'd be scared. Big 600 black bears. Holy Hannah, 600? Are they taking over the town? 600 black bears. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. Oh, another book I want is I don't have any. I've never read a Beach Boys book. I love the Beach Boys since I was tiny. Oh, 600 pound. Wow, North Carolina. Seriously. Well, we probably have bear. Oh, yeah, I'm sure we have bears or something in the woods, but I've never actually seen one. Like where I grew up and where my parents live, they have the property in the back is all woods, and I'm sure there's some kind of bears or something at some point up there. I mean, they live in that. Bears live in this area, I guess, you know. But I never actually saw one. Lots of deer. Oh yeah. I think I got an eyelash in my eye. Yay! Although they shouldn't be falling out. Oh, they know how to open the door? Damn. Do they have opposable thumbs? I know monkeys can open doors. Phonics monkey. What was I going to download? Oh, yeah. King of the Hill episodes. Jeez. Yogi Bear. Oh, I ordered a squirrel calendar. It might, well, it's supposed to get here between now and March. I hope it comes this month. Smarter than the average bear. Something's in my eye. I shouldn't complain if it's an eyelash, right? Maybe one's growing weirdly. It's so weird to see this line here. I'm like, what is this? Seriously. Oh, it's because I have a receding hairline. Who? I guess I better go now. I don't have anything to say. When I'm not reading the book, I get all awkward. So that's fun. We've read 2 chapters. I keep a tally of all the books I've read on my memo thing in my phone. So this is our 4th live book. Whee! And let's see. This morning I uploaded chapter 14 of Nancy's Mysterious Letter. So we have 6 more chapters. Wait, no, we have 7 more chapters, right? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No, that's 6. I don't know how to do math. And then we'll be starting The Haunted Showboat, which I don't remember at all, but I'm sure I read it. Oh, that makes me feel so nice inside. What are some of her favorites? Sometimes I'm listening to myself just to, I don't know, compare how I sounded a few months ago or something to how I sound now. And then I fall asleep listening to it, but not often because, I don't know, it's weird to listen to yourself. I don't find it relaxed because It's me. Mm-hmm. Yes, I would like to know what some of her favorites are. Clue of the Tapping Heels and the Dancing Puppet. Tapping Heels because of the kitties? Is it because of the kitties? I like that one because of the cats. And then, oh yeah, the Dancing Puppet's pretty creepy. She likes those creepy books. Well, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to eat. Who isn't a cat fan? Even if you don't have cats. I mean, some people are more catty than others, but yeah, I've always loved creepy and movies. They're fun. I think one of the reasons is because, you know, when you're reading, I mean, I also read some serial killer books and whatnot, but when you're just reading a book, you're not actually in danger. You can just close it and go about business, right? If you're watching a scary movie, well, it's tough. You wouldn't actually want to be in those situations. I have to remember to stretch too. Stretching. The other day when I was washing, well, a while ago now, when I was washing dishes, was it this one? I broke my nail, this one. So I cut them all. I can't have 9 long nails and then 1 short one. It's just weird. So I'm going to bid you all aloha. And thanks for joining me. And I'll be back. I know it stinks that I don't have a schedule, but I don't know. I was like, oh, I feel like pressing the button and reading. Oh, wait. Someone wants to say hi and bye to you. Do you know who it is? Do you know who it is? It's Perino, the pocket mouse. Won't you please invite me into your house? I'm real nice and I won't make any trouble. Thank you for coming, Shelley. I was listening to the book too, but you couldn't see me because I was over on the side. Yes, I will go get some lunch. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on Instagram. Bye, everybody. She always forgets about me until the end. I love you. Bye. Don't forget to listen to Perry Como. Bye.